Okay, so we just put up a video that was receiving this machine, the Takisawa. That video was recorded August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 7 months? 7 months ago. Holy f***roni. We had this for 7 months. There's Yui. Hi Yui.
Hello, I'm the machinist.
It's true. She does the machine. She made these yesterday. Want to see what she made yesterday? She not only ran these, she also programmed these. Wow. Fusion 360 Meister. Miss Yui.
Mistress?
Yeah. Mistress?
No.
She's the mistress of Fusion 360.
Is there a female version of Maestro?
Tell us.
I believe that's ahead of our time.
Oh, she's ahead of our time. So we bought this machine for some very specific reasons. One, we were sick of using Omniturn Prime to do machine components because the Omniturn surface finish is not good. It works, it's practical, it's
Did
cheap.
you cover Omniturn's ears?
It's like the brave little toaster. It's like the computer in the brave little toaster that needs the tube, and he's dying, and he gave the tube to the Takisawa so the Takisawa could live. You know what I'm talking about? Have you not seen Brave Little Toaster?
But the Omniturn is still alive.
Have you seen Brave Little Toaster, Kyle?
Yeah.
Guys,
That's one of my
say hi to
favorite
Kyle.
movies as a kid. It was a good movie.
Brave Little
I wore the
Toaster.
VHS tape out.
Brave
The
Little
audio.
Toaster is like, if you put that on right now, I would cry.
I watched it so many times that the audio got distorted.
I f***ing love Brave Little Toaster.
It's a VHS tape.
I had a
Before your
VHS
time,
too.
Yeah, it's a VHS tape is a tape, a recipe tape, like blue tape, but black, brown kind of, a chocolate colored tape. Doesn't taste okay.
yeah.
Where'd you say? We bought this machine to replace the Omniturn for small parts because we wanted a machine that would do very high surface finish parts, very accurate. And I was looking, so we bought this Haas last December too. We never did any videos about it. I recorded a video with the thing. That's gonna be a good one. I think Colin has it. I'll see if he'll do it. We bought the Haas. I was looking at a Haas CL1, which you can find pictures on the website. It's a cool looking machine. It's kind of like a hardened chucker style CNC lathe. The issue for me with that machine was it had a 1-inch bar capacity, which is like annoying because you could do almost everything we do is out of like 1 inch or 7/8 or less, 9/16. But there's like the part we just showed you, this rotor cap for the orchestral trombones is out of 1.5-inch bar. So we could make these on the Omniturn and get good results, which I did before. And it's a pretty easy Omniturn part because the surface finish doesn't really matter because you can get buffed pretty hard. But it's so much easier to make these on the Takisawa than it is on Omniturn. And the beauty of this machine is it is such a small footprint machine. It's literally like a baby. It's a baby machine, and it can do an 1 5/8 bar.
Such a babe.
Such a baby.
My baby.
1 5/8 bar is crazy. The CL1 has a larger footprint than this machine, and you can only do a 1-inch bar. This also has a 12-station turret. It takes 3/4 shank tools, which the CL1 is like a 1/2-inch machine. It's a much less rigid, much less accurate machine. Ready? It's gonna go. And the hydraulics will go. It's gonna go. Ready?
Come on, do it.
Ready?
Then go BP.
Okay, I guess it doesn't go beep beep. That was all meant. Oh, that's it! Do you hear it? Did I just talk over it?
That was me.
There's the Takisawa. So, beautiful machine. So we got the Royal QG collet. The original collet truck that was spec'd by the machine distributor for us was like a 9-inch gauge length. And this
Keep talking. I wanted to do the gesture. I wanted to dub your voice.
Oh, this machine only has like 7 inches of Z, so it would be like a gauge length of like here instead of here. So we ended up swapping that. So the QG is pretty cool. It's like a, we have, under Cincinnati, we have Jacob's Flex collets, and this is like the modern kind of style of the Jacob's Flex collet, pretty much. And they have a larger clamping range and even like an ER collet, like Are you done? Okay, keep going. We'll wait. You done? Okay. Wider clamping range, so your material's not as critical. But they're pretty cool. It's got this cool gun, which costs way too much money to install. It like contraction, and then there's like a groove that in the truck that this fits into, and then you go. Whoop. These callouts are stupid expensive, but we need like 3 sizes. But no, it's great. It's got a 12-station turret. I'll cycle it. We got our big knurling tool, bar puller, and then pretty much all the tools. We don't really do a lot of swap overs because 12 is a good amount. Most of our parts, use a 3/8 drill bit or a 1/2" drill bit. Those kind of stay in always. ID threading tool. This is like our flex spot. Or in number 4, if I have to do different drills, I take 3/8 out. But it's a super cool machine, like we talked about in the other videos. Box weighs, cool intakes integral. It's got 3,600 RPM, 4,000 RPM maybe. It's a pretty amazingly capable machine, and it's been rock solid. The parts catcher was kind of an ordeal. So I think they messed up, to be honest. I don't think we paid for a parts catcher, but then it was installed. It was a field install, which I think, based on how this was installed and how long it took them and how frustrated the service guys seemed to be with it, I think this is supposed to be a factory install option because it's not great. There's like wires here. That seems weird to me. Just like having wires out here in the enclosure. So I'm gonna, we talked about, me and you talked about 3D printing, like using these bolts and like having a 3D printed cover that kind of covers all this and gets the chips away, because the chips always build up here. And we'll get big mountains all around these wires, which is just not good. So we should work on that. But this, it's definitely a factory option. They messed up and made it right, which I appreciate, but it also doesn't work very well. Parts bounce out of it all the time. I think I need to get some foam or something. Whatever. The biggest issue with the beginning of this machine is our door. We have a small door. This door used to be just this big door. This is new. This was like 47.25 inches. And when I was shopping for a lathe, I was looking for a machine under like $70,000-ish that could fit through my door and could make good parts. And it's literally, you can buy the Haas or you can buy this guy. This machine, all in, it was like, with rigging and everything, I think it was about $70,000 on the dollar, including parts catcher, I guess, if you want to count that, if we paid for that, and the 12-station turret upgrade, which is pretty good. It's a really, the Haas came in more expensive, I think, when my guy got the deal. But the layout drawing they gave me stated that it was like 46 inches, which would fit through my existing door. This thing shows up and it's like 54 inches. It would not fit through the door. So as you saw, we had to rip out this door frame and take a bunch of stuff off the spindle housing, which I'm not super comfortable about doing, to get it to even fit through the door frame. And that's not super punk rock. That's not pretty cool. When I bought this, I literally put all of my money into this machine and had like a couple $1,000s up in the bank account after putting the down payment on this thing. And to have to, right after that, pay $3,000 to get the door put back in, and then the little extra door and like masonry work to make the door wider so we can get this thing out of here when we buy the back building or build a new building, whatever. So I asked them to cover that cost, or at least a part of that cost, and we hit some bumps there. It worked out. We're not gonna go super in depth. They ended up making it right, but at the time it was like getting strong-armed a little bit, which is not cool. But if this machine was bad, it would be a lot less fun. But this machine has been like insane. We made, let's see, we made 1,700 parts on it in 7 months. It's ran for 105 hours total, which is pretty good considering we're, most of the parts we make on this, we're not using the bar puller, we're just hand feeding because we do some short run stuff. 105 hours, that's 4.5 straight days ish, give or take. 60 to 80 hours. The other thing, okay, this is like a little lesson. When you buy a machine and the company tells you there's a post-processor for a certain CAD or CAM, like I use Fusion 360, I bought this machine because they brought, me and you, we went to the showroom, they brought us in this office and tried to make us feel cool, gave us like Evian fancy water, all this like lame bullshit. And then they called an apps guy because I was concerned about buying a machine with like a weird fan of control because they're all different. and there not being a post processor already available for Fusion 360 because post processors are critically important. And I didn't know I looked in the Fusion library, there was like a Takisawa mill-turn post processor, which is a completely different machine. And I asked, will this existing Takisawa post processor work for Fusion for this machine? And he said, oh yeah. And then we get the machine, we have an apps guy here who posts code, and it does not work at all. So then most of our training day, which we paid for, was spent trying to find a post processor that worked, and the company was unhelpful. You know, they put us in touch with someone who we could pay to make a post processor, even though they said there was one that would be readily available. So I ended up just testing a bunch of different ones. We ended up finding a Doosan post that was in Fusion that does work. It doesn't, we have to do a couple hand tweaks, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's no
and
fun.
for the record, he also bought this machine because I told him if he didn't, I was going to divorce him.
It's true. Yeah. Because she was running her circle cutters on the Omniturn, and Omniturn with brass is one thing, with knurling, because these have knurls. Omniturn with steel, trying to get that thing to knurl right, is not fun. Get in writing, I regret being not as good at that, because even if it's in writing, I don't think they would have taken care of me, to be honest, but, you know, it's good to have anyways. But post-processing is really important, and luckily the Doosan one works. All we have to do is see that M22 line. That's a Takisawa, or maybe it's a Fanuc, but I know all Takisawas require this. It's a safe move line, so you can't start the program if you don't have the M22 line. It just tells the machine that everything is extracted, everything's cleared, so they can start the program. So all we have to do is post the code out of Fusion, throw that M22 line in there, and it will run without tweaks. We do a lot of hand tweaking, because the way we do this is we have our program list. Let's say if I want to make Bach receivers, I know Bach receivers is 1015, so we make that the main program, and then we can run Bach receivers. Right now, all we have to change over is the collet and the raw material and the spindle liner, and this will run Bach receivers, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of the goal with everything. And we have setup, so these are all setup sheets. These are prints, and then this tells you what tools need to be in the machine in what slot for you to be able to run parts. Also tells you a program number, blah, 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 and then gives you a print. And this is like pretty rudimentary for most people to exist as humans, but this has been new for me to do stuff that, is organized. I highlight stuff now. I can highlight. Yeah,
Such a good job!
I know how to use Google Sheets now. I can type stuff in.
Boy's been domesticated.
Oh yeah, but make sure machines can fit through your door. Make sure the company doesn't just send you bullshit. Luckily, I had like 40 emails with the salespeople confirming this machine will fit through my existing door that is 47 inches. This will fit. It will fit, and then it shows up and it's giant, tiny. That's pretty much all that went wrong.
I don't like the angle. My face probably looks
Yeah,
really
get her a better angle. Yeah, there you go.
We didn't show them.
You want to show them?
Yeah.
Oh, we could show it running. That would be like good YouTube.
1073.
So,
Me.
it should be good. We did pull it out. So you want to M22 it?
Yeah.
Do your thing?
We may have it at 22.
This happens every time. Cool.
Gentle. No.
Is the collet locked? There we go.
Hairball coordination.
Just run over that coolant so people can see.
Thanks to Japanese safety standards, we can't run it without the door open. It's horrible. Well, what have they done to this country?
There's also only one layer.
That's true. I did break the
Glass
glass on this. I should probably talk about that.
No.
Knurl?
Maybe
Oh.
we should have done M1. There we go.
So, turn that M1 so you can see. So,
Take a
so
look
far,
at the knurl.
it's roughed, finished, and knurled it. Pretty cool.
Nice.
Now it's gonna drill, bore, and thread it. Beautiful. Drill. Now the fun one where the whole machine shakes like crazy. And then she parts it off. Part sketcher just came out.
Alright. Watch it. Watch how aggressively it slams.
It's pretty slammy. Yeah,
That's it.
That's it. The floor. This is sitting on a steel plate on a wood floor over a basement. And this machine shakes like crazy. No fault of the machine, it's the floor, as you might imagine. This machine is insanely accurate. Because I would expect a machine that spins at 4,000 RPM on wood floors that's shaking like crazy. Like, stand back, I'll run it. I'm just gonna run it. Like, pretty shaky. And I would expect it to not be accurate or like get weird surface finishes, but the surface finish that comes off this machine and the tolerance, we're able to turn surface finishes on this machine on brass and nickel silver, which I've like never seen before ever. We did a short once where we took a part off of here, walked it to a buffer, and just hit it on red rouge on a loose cotton wheel, and it comes up to a mirror finish. Doesn't require sanding, doesn't require tripling, just red rouge, and this machine buffs up, which is really cool, specifically for mouthpieces, which we're kind of dabbling in a little bit. We're never going to be like mouthpiece people, but to be able to make a mouthpiece and just hit it on a loose red wheel, and then it's ready to silver plate, that is like the coolest thing ever to happen to mouthpieces ever, so that's kind of fun. But all in all, good machine. Not the best experience getting the machine, but I'd go through it again to have this machine. I'm happy. I like Haas. I like the TL1 we have. I'm happy I didn't buy the Haas because I don't think it would do what this machine does for us, which is cool. Pretty cool.
Takisawa.
Beef. Oh, Bife.
Beef.